Hi guys, it's Lisa Murphy, and tonight I have winding down the evening porch time, story time, patio time, book time for you. So maybe some of you might be getting ready for bed, or maybe some of you will get to see this in the morning time, or maybe some of you it is the morning time based on the time difference. So I'm going to start with a Little Blue and Little Yellow, and then I'm going to read one of my favorites, Where the Wild Things Are. So let me adjust. Here we go. Little Blue and Little Yellow by Leo Leone. And one of the groups of kids a long time ago, they loved to say his name. They loved to say Leo Leone. This is Little Blue. And here he is at home with his mama and his Papa Blue. Little Blue has lots of friends. But his best friend is Little Yellow, who lives across the street. How they love to play at hide and seek and ring around the rosy. In school, they sit in neat rows, and after school, they run and jump and play. One day, Mama Blue went shopping. "You stay home," she said to Little Blue. But Little Blue went out to look for Little Yellow. Alas, the house across the street was empty. So he looked over here, and he looked over there. He looked everywhere, and suddenly, though, around the corner, there was Little Yellow. And happily they hugged each other, and hugged each other, until they were green. And then they went to go play in the park, and they ran through the tunnel, and they chased Little Orange, and they climbed up a mountain. And when they were tired, they went home. But Papa and Mama Blue said, "You are not our Little Blue. You are Little Green." And Mama and Papa Yellow said, "You are not our Little Yellow. You are Little Green." And Little Blue and Little Yellow were very, very sad, and they cried very big yellow and blue tears. They cried and they cried and they cried and they cried until they were all tears. And when they finally pulled themselves together, they said, "Will they believe us now?" Mama Blue and Papa Blue were very, very happy to see their Little Blue. And they hugged him, and they kissed him, and they hugged Little Yellow too, but look, they became a little bit green. Now they knew what had happened. So they went across the street to bring the good news, and they all hugged each other with joy, and the children played until supper time. The end. Little Blue and Little Yellow by Leo Leone. All right, Where the Wild Things Are. Story and pictures by Maurice Sendak. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another. Can you see that mischief that he's making? Oh, sorry, I'm licking my finger. I really shouldn't be doing that right now. His mama called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. And that very night in Max's room, a forest grew and grew and grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around him. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and through day, through in and out of weeks and over a year, until he came to the place where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars, and they gnashed their terrible teeth, and they rolled their terrible eyes, and they showed their terrible claws, till Max said, "Be still." And he tamed them with his magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were very frightened, and they called him the most wild thing of all, and they made him king of all the wild things. And now, said Max, let the wild rumpus start. And this is what I do on this page. Watch me. Wild rumpus, wild rumpus, wild rumpus, wild rumpus, wild rumpus. Turn the page. Wild rumpus, wild rumpus, wild rumpus, wild rumpus, wild rumpus. Wild rumpus, wild rumpus, wild rumpus, wild rumpus, wild rumpus. Now stop, said Max, and he sent the wild things off to bed without having any dinner. But Max, who was the king of all wild things, was lonely, and he wanted to be where somebody loved him best of all. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are, because he smelled a bunch of good smelling stuff from across the world. He started to smell some good things to eat, so he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." But Max said no. And the wild things roared their terrible roars, and they gnashed their terrible teeth, and they roared their terrible eyes, and they showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved, "Goodbye, bye-bye." And he sailed back over a year, and in and out of weeks, and through the days. The pages are sticking. Hold on. And into the light of his very own room, where his supper was waiting for him. And it was still hot. Where the wild things are. I hope you guys have a good night. It was a good day. Hope you're hanging in there. I will talk to you soon. I'm Lisa Murphy, and for the activity for tomorrow, I put a whole bunch of different things to freeze in the freezer, like a rubber glove and some balloons and some water inside of baggies. So we'll have a reveal party tomorrow. Awesome. All right. Have a good night, guys. I'll see you later.